Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I have been spending the past, 3 weeks or so learning every single thing that I possibly can about these guys right here. This is an 8-inch by 3-inch rubber expandable drum, and this is the wheel of choice that I went with on my two-wheeled lower tone restoration arbor build. Go check that video out if you haven't seen that. And it was definitely the most frustrating part of the whole kind of like machine design. And I'd like to tell you why exactly, some of the things that I've learned about these wheels and some of the stuff that I've figured out in hopes that it helps some of you out there. If you're considering, running these, you might want to watch this. And for those of you who don't know what these are, let's look at the arbor real quick and I'll explain to you how these things work. This is my two-wheeled arbor setup. This is the expandable drum. And you just put a belt on it. In this case, an 80 grit silicon carbide, but it can be diamond. You can put all kinds of different grits on here. And it's always a little finicky to get on, but you get it on just like that. And you turn the wheel on, or turn the machine on. The wheel expands under centrifugal force and it makes the belt tight. Just like that right there. The machine comes to a stop and I'm able to very easily remove the belt. Just like this, change them out, change them out just like that. That is how these expandable wheels work. Expand, hold on to the belt. I got to talk you through a little bit of a timeline. I feel like I'm not the only one that has experienced this. I've talked to a lot of people now. I'm not the only person with this issue. So I bought the stuff for my arbor piece by piece, little by little. And there is a reseller of Lapidary equipment. And come Black Friday sale, these things were on sale. So I purchased them. I purchased two. I wasn't ready to put them on my machine yet. So they sat in boxes. And I was just like, well, when I got them now, I got them. I believe that these wheels are either defective or really, really old. And maybe a slight design flaw. I'm not too sure about that. So, I get my machine built. I take my belt, right? I put it on the wheel, just like this. I turn the machine on, and it doesn't hold on to the belt. So I'm like, well, that's not right. It's supposed to expand and hold on to onto the belt. You touch a rock to it, and the belt just migrates on the wheel and it's awful. Okay, so something's wrong. My initial kind of gut reaction was there's something wrong with these belts. These belts that I got, defective. No, that's not the case. They're supposed to be 25 inches and 7/8, or 7/32. 25 and 7/32. Cut one of my belts, measured it. That's right. I got to give a shout out to Richard over at Kingsley North. That's where I got these belts from, and I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad because I was like, "Hey, I think these are wrong. It's your guys. I think it might be your guys' fault." And no, it's definitely not their fault or the belt's fault. So I bought this during the Black Friday sale of another reseller of wheels. And I just, it sat in boxes because I was waiting for this thing to get ready. I believe that this may be like a really old wheel, and maybe the rubber is hard. Maybe it was designed poorly. Maybe all of the above. And that is the dilemma. So in talking to other people, a lot of people have a hard time keeping the belts on this wheel. It's tough. I don't really want to say who the company was that I bought this from, because in the perfect world, right, I would have bought these wheels, shoved them on my machine, turned them on, and I would have known right away that there was something wrong. Except I waited beyond the potential return date. So that's kind of my fault, I guess. But over there, I do have wheels that work. So let's head over to the bench, look at the wheel that doesn't work, look at the wheel that does work, and talk about it. Over here on the right is the original wheel that I purchased that doesn't expand enough to hold a belt. This is my replacement one. This is from Cab King, and this one is from Lortone. The current temperature of these wheels in here, all right, 39, 36. Okay, so it's basically, it's like summer out here, right? Here's the difficult part. This wheel, we have 52 fins. This wheel, we have 72 fins. In the perfect world, I'd be able to show you with a durometer the hardness of this. But just like, look at that. Like these are it's very gooey and jelly feeling rubber. Like I'm barely poking it. Versus over here, I'm poking it at the same hardness, right? Yeah, there's some flex, but pushing with my hands, I'm like, there's very little flex versus this. 52, 72. The length of the fins are very different. You know, we can even see going from the outside to the inside here, 0.84. We'll just call it 1. It's a big difference. These expand even when cold. These do not expand at all when cold. When I warm these up, okay, this still expands just fine. I warmed this up to 90 degrees in a bucket of hot water, and still it barely holds on to my belts. So there's just a big difference in the quality and the like construction. I mean, even just kind of holding it, like you can see, like my light touch here, you see those fins flexing, versus here, like, you know, holding it, like, yeah, I guess there's a little bit of flex, but not much at all. So, you know, these on sale were $60, and these, if you buy 2 of them, they're $100 a piece. So, in my opinion, these Lortone wheels, even if this was properly running, the construction of it, it feels not as good as this. That's my take. My takeaway from this is a lot of people have this problem. I would count your fins and look at the brands of wheels that you have. This clearly fixed my problem. Some of the solutions that I've seen people talk about online for remedying this problem is putting tape horizontally, so strips of tape here to kind of fill out the wheel enough so it grabs onto the belt. I've seen people talk about building it up with rubber cement. I haven't tried those. I don't know if I'm going to try those, but that might be an option if you have a wheel that's not properly expanding and holding onto your belt. Not all is lost for me. I mean, was it a frustrating inconvenience? Absolutely it was. Absolutely it was. But I'm going to repurpose these wheels and use them for another project. So it's not a entire loss, although massively frustrating. What can I say? Sometimes you just want something to work, you know. So not all is lost, and stay tuned for that. I think the project for these in mind will be really good and really helpful for me and everybody else out there. So if you like this, I know it's kind of niche. We're talking about expandable drums, but hopefully it helps some of you out there. And you know, good luck with your expandable drums and all of that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next video.